Alright, boys, we got this Hm2 rifle back out here shooting the old Hornady VMAX 17 grainers there. You see it? 89 yards on the laser. Okay. I've shot 2 groups of 5. The first group I had variable left to right wind. I didn't hold for no wind. Second group I didn't hold for no wind, but the wind got mighty still. Okay, I'll show you both of these 5-shot groups. That's 52x on the camera. This is a no bullshit video. Scope on 15x on that rig right there. Alright, boys, that's the first group with variable right to left wind. The wind got a lot lighter. There's the next 5. That's 5 shots from 89 yards on that rifle. Now, disclaimer here, that barrel was probably warmer there than it was there. But the wind was definitely kicking up, you know, a little bit. I was watching it. We may shoot some of this 15.5 grain horny. I've got some just to see what this gun does. But I'd want to shoot it a few times with it and let it settle down. We may try some. Alright, that's 5 more down there on that target with that old Hardy. Again, the wind is right to the left variable, but now there's 2 or 3 of these shots that wind was laying pretty good, okay? Go down here, we'll look at it. That's not a bad group. I'm gonna back this camera back out. I'm gonna hold this cigarette up here. Maybe you see what that smokes are doing there, boys? Right to left. You see, this is a training situation here. When you're out in the wild with leaves off and you get these long-range squirrels, 80, 100, 125, whatever, I use that right there. I'm judging that smoke, okay? To know how to hold on that squirrel. That distance right there with that much wind right there, you'd want to be holding at least on the other side, you know, the upper wind side of that edge of that head. I do got a whole lot. Alright, boys, there's that 5-shot group. Now I'm aiming at that diamond there now. Point right there. Scope is raised up 1/4 MOA for that 89-yard distance. Okay, right to left variable wind coming in here. Now some of them shots, the last shot went through that hole, that same hole right there. The wind was not blowing much at all. But I didn't adjust no shots for no wind. I held right on that old diamond there best I could, top of that point. Now, put this on here. I'm gonna shoot some of that 15.5. I'll shoot it over in here, let the gun settle down, and then we may shoot a top edge of that 1.5-inch dot with a 15.5 Hornady VMAX. I guess that's what it is. Now, Hornady calls this a NTX bullet, I guess. See it there? I've shot a little of this in another Hm2, but it's been 3 years ago. I shot just a few rounds. I didn't even really monkey with it much. Got this whole box and a whole lot of a part of another one, but I'll let the gun settle down. We may shoot 2 or 3 groups with this, just see what happens. I mean, if it works in the gun, you know, that at least I might be able to get this sometime. You never know what might happen, you know. We got some clowns around up there around 1600, you know what. Alright, boys, I shot some of this ammunition here, okay. And I'll just give you the quick sharpshooter summary on that shit right there in this gun. You'd be better off taking a fly swatter to the woods. You might kill more squirrels. Or a slingshot. Or a blowgun. Alright, now I shot 12 shots down the barrel. You know, I thought, well, it looks like it's trying to settle down. Alright, there's 2 busted cases right here. Right there, both of those are busted. I've looked at most of these. Out of 17 rounds, there's 2 busted cases. Let you see what one looks like. They all ejected, but they're busted. I will take you down here to this target, you know, so you can see this. I wouldn't buy no more of this. I don't know what it would be good for. Not for this gun, but now I did shoot it in another gun. I didn't like what I seen in it, but I didn't shoot it at 89 yards, like that target. I think I was shooting it at 60, but I still didn't like what I seen. We'll go down here. That old 15.5 grain NTX. And what I tried to do is I tried to hold right there, right on that cross right there, junction. He shot a few shots in that area there in the center of the camera, but you see down there those three shots right there to the left. Those are not what I shot earlier. Here's the shots I shot with a 17 grain hornady. Okay, so I shot 4 shots aiming at the top edge of that dot. There's 1, 2, 3, and I believe that's one down right there. You wouldn't kill no squirrels with that one leaves off. You might miss some close squirrels with that ammunition, okay? And then that rifle, now, I don't know who's got a gun that shoots in, but it don't shoot in that rifle. Y'all see what it does with that hornady 17 grain? That's not a bad group right there, considering I'm standing up, boys. I ain't setting no rest. I do that actually intentionally, though. For a couple of reasons. It's a lot of trouble for me to drag a bench out. I could buy me a nice bench, portable, and bring it out here if I could find a sturdy one. But I like to make it sort of challenging, because when you're in the wild, you know, you don't get perfect conditions. So if you can start shooting that good right there, standing up off of that bullshit rest I got, when you get in the wild, well, you're not out of your comfort zone so much, are you? You got sloping hills, steep ground, you're off balance. Okay, now, you notice I tear these targets in half. Some people may say, oh, sharpshooter's hiding shit from us. He tears off the bullshit shots and shows us the good stuff. That's bullshit. But you see how tall my target thing is here? I can't put a whole target on there. So I tear them in half. I got the other half right here. We're going to put it up here. And I'm going to go straight to that 17 grain hornady VMAX. Let's just see how many rounds it takes for that gun to settle back down here at 89 yards after shooting that bullshit NTX 15.5 grain. Alright, boys. Now, we didn't pull no bull snake, no patches. We just went straight to the old 17 grain VMAX. 89 yards. First 2 shots were slightly left and practically shot the same hole out, but it was shooting just a little left. I shot 7 shots total. And we will go down here and we'll look at this target. I'll show you where I was aiming. Now, we still got this leaking right to left wheel coming in here. A little tad stronger at times. See if I can get that camera to focus. That's 52X, boys. Now, disclaimer here, every shot I've shot in this gun, I'm loading single shot. Sheet comes off the stock, goes back on the stock. None of this, you know, repeater action glued in that scope reloading this gun, okay? And again, that's good practice, in my opinion, for what I do. Some of these beat shooters or whatever, you know, that might not be the deal with them, but for me, getting into that gun every time before you fire. We're getting close to this target. Okay, 7 shots fired coming off of that bullshit ammo, 15.5 grain, no patches, no boa snakes, no nothing. The first 2 shots went through that hole right there. You see those 3 there? Shot 7 times. I believe that's correct. Might be 6. I have to go back and look at my box. You see where that old gun's a shooting, boys? That's a pretty good shooting old gun with that 17 grain stuff. A squirrel could get in trouble with this gun right here. They usually do. I mean, I've got other barrels, you know. I've had good luck with them. You know, there's a few people, you know, I'm sure their eyes roll, you know. Oh, here's an old boy shooting at a squirrel 142 yards. He's lying through his teeth. I got better things to do in my time than lie to people, boys. I will say this. This is the most off-season practice that I've done with a gun in quite a few years. know. But, you know, I'm getting older and I want to make sure I'm ready here because this season could be a good one here. We got a real nice nut crop. Extremely nice. What y'all think about my rifle range? Boy, that's ready, ain't it? Look at that. Now, I can get back over here and shoot back that direction and get about 100 and I think about 154 yards. But these trees right here, see that sun back in there? See, I got this this shade comes in here early, but see, I can't shoot but about 90 yards. Nice little rifle range here, boys. Can't beat that with a stick, just right up the road from me. I'll keep this mowed so I can shoot. Okay, so now since I've shot this gun at 89 yards, I'm moved this target already. I'm gonna put one of these dots on it. Now move this target to 61. That's about the apex of that bullet. With that 1.7-inch scope height above center of the barrel. So I'm gonna aim at the edge of this dot. Let's see where I'm at here at 61 yards. I'm thinking I'm going to be a little bit high, but I want to see how high. I can be a little high. I don't want to be too high, though. Okay, I've moved this target back 61 yards. That's about the apex of that bullet. Okay. Aimed at the top of a dodge. Now, I shot pretty quick down there aiming at the top edge. I've still got this slightly leaking right to left wind. Ain't much, though. Okay, now I'm going to go down here and show you this target where this thing's a hitting. And then I'm going to put a 1-inch dot on that target. And I'm going to back it up to 20 yards and aim at the top edge. Some of these beginners can see this video. Okay, because you can get a 42 millimeter scope. Center setting as high as what mine is with a taller mount. So start zeroing your gun, you know, and you see a squirrel at 20 yards and you put the crosshairs on the head. Well, what could happen to you? Well, old sharpshooter's going to show you here in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Okay, now that's 61 yards, 5 shots aiming at the top edge of that dot. That's just about like I like to set one of these guns up right there, okay? So now I'm going to put a 1-inch dot over here to the left of this. I'm going to back this target up to 20 yards. I'm going to aim at the top edge of it, and let's see how low this gun hits. And that 1-inch dot is a good reference, you know, and we don't need no ruler to judge it. Okay, we've shot at 20 yards on this here Vortex Ranger 1800, that 1-inch dot. Top edge of it. Now remember, this scope sets 1.7 inches center of the scope over the bore. This rail has no tilt like some of these long-range rimfire guns. You know, they've got that negative tilt so they can reach out farther with their scope adjustment. Okay, and I've done look through the scope at this MOA reticle. You know, this is a pretty nice scope right here. A shade over 3 MOA low. A shade, okay, looked like about 3.2. But I will take you down here so you can see the actual real distance the gun shot low. If you was aiming at an old squirrel's head at 20 yards with this gun the way it's set up right now. Okay, boys, you see it there? That's a 1-inch dot, okay? So you see you're over a 1/2 inch low. You're closer to about 7/10 of an inch low, okay? So you put them old crosshairs on the top of that squirrel head at 20 yards, you know what's going to happen to him. He's going to have a bad time with that Hm2 right there the way I've got it set up. Now, if he starts getting into 10 yards, you're going to have to put some daylight between that crosshair and that squirrel's head, or you shoot under him or graze his jawbone, okay? Some of the beginners out there, there's some experienced people, they already know this, and this is not to insult anybody's intelligence, you know, but some people getting into hunting, maybe they don't know. You can't zero a gun at 20 yards. You know, if I zeroed this gun at 20 yards and shot it out there at 60 to 80, it would be way high, okay? So yeah, if all you was going to do is shoot 20-yard squirrels, you could zero the gun at 20 yards or 30 yards or even 40. But now that gun right now at 40 yards is not It's not shooting very low. It's coming pretty much up on plane, okay? Boys, you see the rest there. Grand finale coming up, boys. 100 of that Vortex Ranger 1800D flashing 142, 143 on that target right there. That's 52X. It's 80X on the camera. There's a 1.5 inch dot, and that white piece of paper's got no holes in it. Alright. Now I tore that piece of paper. It's not a, I had some holes on it, but I tore it to make it the size it is. 142, 143. We're going to dial this gun 3 on my way up. I'm not going to hold for no wind. I am going to look at it though. Shoot 5 shots, boys. Let's see what happens. I want to see where the elevation is on this gun right there, the way I've got it set up. See how close it is. Top edge of the dot. Stay tuned. All right, boys. That's 5 down there. All right. I'm going to back this camera back out. There's quartering a little wind in here. Let you see that cigarette smoker. See it? Quartering in on me. About 1.5 miles an hour maybe. Okay. Coming in from in front of me, okay? And we'll go down here and what I'm gonna show y'all this target now. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I can see them holes in this scope on 20 power, okay? It don't look too bad from here, but we'll get down there and we'll look at it. 142, 143 yards with that Ranger Vortex 1800 laser rangefinder. Boy, there's 5 shots with that leaking right to left wind now. Now it wasn't steady, It come a little bit, go a little bit, but that gun is coming in a little low there. A tad low right there. So she's probably shooting pretty close as far as elevation, probably around 141, 140. Now that laser was saying 143, 142 depending, and I like that laser because see I could scan it and let it come over that cardboard and watch it flash. Come in there, okay? Not the best conditions to shoot it, but I got a pretty good look at the elevation on that gun. Now that's not shooting up very much, which would help you a little, or shooting down. It would help you, steeper. Help you a little bit. That's a 1.5 inch dot, okay?